Most people believe narcissists only experience one big collapse, one big fall, but that's not true. The truth is, their false self is so paper thin that it gets injured every single day. It only takes the most unexpected, quiet things to rip it apart. These aren't the classic triggers that I'm talking about, the triggers that you get to know from YouTube videos or Instagram posts. These are hidden landmines, subtle, unassuming, but devastating to a narcissist's inner world, which we are going to talk about today. These triggers were revealed to me by a narcissist in an accidental session, so you may want to stay until the very end to know what these are. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. The topic for today's episode is 7 everyday things that break a narcissist's heart. Now, before you tell me they don't have a heart, what are you even talking about? Their heart is their false self or their ego. Basically, we are going to talk about mini collapses they experience on a daily basis but hide them well. Number 1, when intuitive children see through them and are not impressed by what they see. Children are supposed to be easy to charm, right? To control. You make a funny face, give them a toy, and they light up. At least that is what the narcissist believes. Until he meets a child, she meets a child who does not smile, does not laugh, does not cry either, just stares. The minute this happens, the narcissist starts shaking. They start feeling uncomfortable, even scared, because they do not know what's going on. They cannot understand why the presence of that child is so destabilizing, but they feel quite uneasy. Why? Because the child looks at them a certain way. It's like they are being watched by God. That is what that narcissist said to me. I felt I was being seen through. Children, especially intuitive or trauma-aware ones, have an unfiltered perception. They do not respond to status or charisma. They feel energy. When they pick up that something is off, they do not know how to articulate it. They just act on it. It's all energy. And for a narcissist, being silently rejected by a child who doesn't even know what rejection means creates a deep internal rupture. It confirms a haunting belief they try to suppress. I am not lovable, not even by a child. Can you believe that? When a narcissist is around a child like this, the child gets angry, throws a tantrum, doesn't want to get close, doesn't want to talk, and shows some kind of fear, some kind of hesitation, which to a narcissist is big embarrassment. They try to laugh it off. Oh, it's just a child doing childish things. But in reality, they know what's going on. These type of children are hyper attuned to their environments and the people they interact with, possibly being traumatized at home. Maybe they're dealing with narcissists. I was one such child who would read people's body language unconsciously and unintentionally to know what their intentions were back then. And nobody taught me that. You just learn to do it when you live with a narcissist, because living with a narcissistic parent is like walking on fire. It's a land filled with mines and you have to watch your steps all the time. That makes you highly intuitive and gives you the superpower to spot predators. When a narcissist is rejected by a child who can feel through their demonic energy, they feel abandoned. And what does that abandonment lead to? A lot of shame. Then if the narcissist is able to get a hold of this child, what do? They physically abuse them, emotionally torture them. Why? Because they do not like rejection at all. They do not like to be ignored. Such a child masterfully ignores the narcissist's gimmicks because intuitively he or she knows there is no point in playing games with this monster, so they keep distance at all times, which is what triggers the chase, and that narcissist then tries to find a way to get them and to take their revenge. Number 2, when people who do not flatter the narcissist still succeed. We are trained to believe narcissists hate criticism, and yes, they do. But what they despise more than criticism is indifference. I have said it in so many videos. A narcissist's kryptonite is indifference and unpredictability. They hate indifference from people who are doing well. The narcissist that I had with session with told me, there is this guy in my workplace, he never compliments me, never even looks at me, and everyone still loves him. How is that possible? You could hear the bitterness in his voice. This man had done nothing wrong, the one who hadn't complimented the narc. He hadn't disrespected the narcissist or challenged him. He had simply ignored him because he did not need him. That alone shattered the narcissist's internal hierarchy because their entire sense of self is built on the illusion that people's success is either because of them or in reaction to them. You see, when someone shines on their own without playing into the narcissist's ego, the narcissist feels obsolete, useless, irrelevant. And for them, that is worse than being hated. You know the crazy part? The narcissist that I had this conversation with suggested that I should create a video or an episode around it, and that is what I'm doing today. Number 3, when someone they once smeared starts thriving publicly. This was the moment the narcissist's voice shook. There is this girl, he said. I told everyone she was manipulative. I made her look crazy. But now, she is killing it. Everyone loves her. She is on TV now. He paused. It's like none of what I did mattered. That's it. That was the wound. No guilt, no remorse, complete irrelevance. Smearing someone is an act of psychological assassination for the narcissist. It is not about justice or closure. It's not about truth telling. It's about erasing someone's light so their own shadow does not show. But when that person returns, not just surviving but glowing, it's like a resurrection, a divine slap in the face to everything the narcissist tried to destroy. It invalidates the only power they believe they have, the ability to control how others are seen. You may wonder, didn't this conversation trigger you because the narcissist was so aware and was telling you things? It did not, because when I entered the session and got to know I was talking to an anonymous narcissist, I made up my mind. None of it was personal for me. It was an opportunity to look into the predator's mind and understand how they function. And what was surprising, though, was the level of awareness, how aware this person was, and yet that awareness was of no use. I asked him, if you know right from wrong, if you know this is not what you're supposed to do, why are you still doing it? He just said, that's who I am. And I have heard that from so many narcissists that I have had the opportunity to talk to. That's who I am. I cannot go against my nature. That is what is right to me. And it gives me a sense of relief that I cannot get from doing the right thing. That is boring. It does not give me a thrill. This is thrilling. The excitement that I feel from a perceived outcome is a lot more enticing than just shutting up and saying nothing at all. Number 4, when a narcissist hears others laugh about their absence. The narcissist told me he once overheard a colleague say, thank God he's not coming to the party tonight. It's going to be fun for a change. And you know what that reminded me of? All the times when we rejoiced as children, whenever our father left for work, let's say he would have to go for a week, we would anticipate the happiness, the freedom the break would bring, and we rejoiced in it. We couldn't contain the joy, and then he would get really angry because he would know what that excitement was all about. And sometimes he would say, nice, great, I know you are happy that I'll be gone for a month, but don't forget, I am coming back and you are going nowhere. Just to destroy that smile he would see on our faces. When the narcissist that we're talking about heard that colleague, the sentence haunted him. You see, the narcissist believes their presence is a gift, that even when people hate them, they are still the center of the room, the drama, the spark, the obsession, you know it all. But laughter that happens because they are not around, that is betrayal. That is proof that their role in the group is not as vital as they would like to think. It is toxic. And here is what he confessed: I would rather be hated than irrelevant. At least when they hate me, I'm on their mind. That is pathetic, but that is what it is. Invisibility is death to a narcissist's false self. It means the performance totally failed. Number 5, when a narcissist gets mocked in private group chats. I'm not justifying mockery in any way. I'm just sharing with you what was shared with me. This narcissist discovered it by accident. A co-worker left their phone unlocked during lunch, and he saw an interesting meme that intrigued him, but it was about him, followed by laughing emojis from people he thought feared him. He told me he felt violated, but not in the way you would expect. Not because of privacy, but because he realized he had become a joke. The narcissist thrives on fair admiration, even envy, but never ridicule. Mockery is the one thing they cannot convert into supply or fuel, because it exposes the clown underneath the costume. And worse, it confirms that people see what they desperately try to hide, which is their insecurities. When people are laughing behind their back, it's no longer their show. They have lost. They have lost the script they so strictly follow. Number 6, when they are silently rejected. No drama, just distance. This one made him visibly angry. She did not yell. She didn't even block me. She just stopped replying, stopped caring, like I never existed. He hated that more than any loud breakup, because drama keeps the narcissist emotionally tethered. If you're crying, screaming, or begging, they're still the center of your world. But silence, which I say is your superpower in this context, silence is exile. When someone leaves the narcissist without explaining, blaming, or defending, it does not give them anything to work with. No fight to fuel, no narrative to spin. And the worst part, it makes them question why. And that question never ends, because it makes them feel like they're a failure and they were not powerful enough to get a response from you. Number 7, and the last one, when pets do not trust them. This one caught me off guard. He talked about a cat that refused to come near him, always hiding, always watching from a distance, never letting him touch her at all. It pissed me off, he said. I feed her. I try to be nice, but she just knows. That is when I realized narcissists fear being sensed. Animals, like children, bypass the mask. They do not respond to words or fake energy. They respond to truth. And if the truth is chaotic, cold, or threatening, they run. Being rejected by an animal feels cosmic, divine, unfiltered. It's not a matter of opinion, it is instinctual. And to a narcissist, that is terrifying, because it confirms something they have spent their whole life trying to deny. Maybe I really am dangerous to others, even when I am smiling. I recently created a small reel on this. Narcissists are not cat people, they're hated by cats. Now, this may not be universally true. There are narcissists out there who are adored by their cats. However, there are a lot of cats that can see through the narcissist's rottenness. They can sense it, feel it, sniff it out, and then maintain their distance. The primary example for me is my own father, who was hated by all animals alike because he was terrifying to be around. He was psychopathic, he was malignant. He could not put on a mask. And even when he did, my cat would run really fast just at the sight of him, because she knew there was no human agency inside it was a monster coming. These 7 moments are not loud at all. They do not happen in courtrooms or arguments or breakups. They happen in the silent, in between spaces of life, in a child's stare, in an empty reply, in the laughter you never meant them to hear. And that is what makes them so powerful. Because the narcissist's false self isn't shattered by confrontation or some big event. It is shattered by truth. And truth does not always scream. Sometimes it just sits there, watching quietly while their mask slowly peels off. Have you experienced something like this? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know what do you think about the conversation I had with this mysterious narcissist. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.